Hey, hey. Welcome to another episode of This Shit's Hard podcast. I'm your host, Nicole Biscuiti.
And I'm Jen, aka Rumblebum. Thank you for joining us. We don't even look at our stats.
I mean, we probably should.
I know. Mary was asking me all these questions about the podcast, and I'm like, I don't know.
And this is how we're going to start the episode today.
Professional. Once again, professional Mary.
Mary's an actual
hanging on by threads.
Listen,
on by threads sometimes.
This is fine.
No one would know.
We're fine.
You hang on by a thread, but how you hang on by a thread is much different how we do. Like, I feel like you're very calm. Like you could never tell that you're hanging on by a thread.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Mary has perfected this cool, calm, collected, i.e. I don't give a shit, just ambiance in her entire life.
Some people think I don't care, and I do care. But I care selectively about people, places, and things. And I don't waste my time on shit that I should not waste my time on, you know?
Amen.
I need more of that energy because I care way too much. Stress myself out.
Yeah.
And then worry about things that I should not be worried about.
Right. Well, real quick for our listeners and viewers, welcome to the show, Mary.
Hello.
She goes on Instagram by The Traveling Archie because she's a badass female architect who loves to travel. And our most recent travel adventures, all three of us together, were in Egypt. No big deal. And that's when we decided we were going to do a collab interview. She also has her own podcast, Mary.
Yes.
If you want to say the name,
traveling. Like the traveling. No, I want to start my traveling blog, and I've been saying this for fucking years, and I don't do it. I just have a lot of shit going on, which is my excuse. I feel like it's a valid excuse, but that's something that I am passionate about. But I have a podcast also called the Bad and Ambitious Podcast, and I redefine what a bad bitch is, and I talk about relationships, manifestation, finance, and there's another pillar, but I forgot. But whatever. I talk about anything, funny shit, story times about, one time there was a stalker situation. I am editing an episode about a girl who was in a rehab facility, but for mental health. And yeah, just talk about whatever, being a bad bitch looks different to everybody. And it's important to talk about certain things that I feel like no one talks about.
Yeah. I agree. So that's Mary.
Mary is the baddest of bitches, though. Let me tell you about Mary, because the first time I met Mary was in Egypt on our trip, and she's very unsuspecting. She is
an unassuming bad bitch.
Yes, unassuming. But this is now how I describe you, is that you will pull out a knife at any moment and you will cut somebody.
Yeah. If they deserve it, 100%.
And you would literally never know that just by watching her or meeting her for the first time. You look like this little, quiet, cute, pretty, super smart. I'm an architect, but on the low, I'm going to shake my ass and have a pocket in my back pocket. I'm gonna have a knife in my back pocket.
I just feel like I love me, and I don't want to sound like I'm very. I think everyone should love themselves, right? But it's for me, I love that people never know what to expect, and it scares them. And I get a kick out of it because some people don't know that I listen to ratchet music. They have this idea of me of everyone has an idea of everyone in life, but it's I don't know what it's based on. It's based on maybe your own past experiences, your own assumptions on someone. But I like that I don't fit in a box, because when I grew up, no one ever put me in a box, and I just was however I wanted to be. I can be quiet, I can be loud, like not really loud, but like I speak up for myself, I stick up for other people. And yeah, like I think everyone should just not fit in a box, and no one should dictate who you are. If you want to be a certain way, listen to a certain type of music, have special interests, like I don't and another thing, like I don't care what people think. And I think that's part of like why I am the way I am. I think that's great for
Love
me.
that. We love that.
And people say that they don't care what people think all the time, but they don't really like mean that. Like I could say I don't care what people
Oh no,
think.
this bitch means that.
Yeah. Yeah, Mary actually means that.
He literally doesn't
Yeah.
give up.
And I
Yeah.
just think it's sad that people dictate their lives and like their moves by other people. Um and that's I think something that I do want to put on my podcast, like that you shouldn't care about what other, like, and I was never raised like that. That's the thing. Like no one, my mom wasn't like comparing me to other people. It was like people are comparing themselves to me, and didn't understand that because I was like, I'm just doing me. I'm in my own fucking lane, and why are you so concerned about what I'm doing? You know, like I
Well,
just,
unfortunately, I think most people are concerned about what the world thinks of them. And that's
but why?
evidenced by, well,
Like
I don't know
what is
because
it that they're getting
we're not
validation
that
for?
way.
I just, I don't know. Maybe it's
Well,
my
so it's
personality type. I don't
the
know.
game.
What?
It's the whole comparison game because you feel validated if you compare yourself to someone and you're like, oh, that person, whether it be good or bad, that person is like this, or that person is doing better than me. That validates in you whatever you feel bad about yourself. Then
Mm.
when you're like, oh, that person is doing worse than me, that validates you in being like, oh, I'm actually better than that person though.
Right.
Yeah.
And it gives you like that hit of validation for a minute.
For
Yes.
me,
Troubled
I,
couples do that. They talk
oh,
about
like,
other couples who
yeah.
are doing worse than them to
Oh
make
yes, yes.
themselves feel like they're doing better.
Yeah.
See, I don't really talk about other people. So, like, I don't care
Then,
what anyone else is doing. And I'm one to like help other people always. Like, if someone has a question about something that I maybe do or whatever, like, I'll help them. And I think that that's what helps me not have like haters and shit, you know? And I'm not in
mhm.
competition with anybody. And I am very firm, not firm, but like I'm open to like the idea of like masculinity and femininity. I think men should be competitive because I think that's their nature, but I think a lot of women are not meant to be competitive. We're meant to have a sisterhood, and when women are competitive, it kind of like breaks trust with women, and women are comparing themselves with their looks and with, you know, maybe their success, but I don't think that's healthy. I think women should work together to be better and let men be competitive. And a lot of people also place blame, like they're putting themselves in a victim situations by being less than other people. And that's like your own fault. And people need to take accountability for the things and the thoughts that they entertain.
Damn.
You
All
know,
Mary's
right.
like,
Well, the podcast is now over. So everyone,
everyone can just ponder that thought.
yeah.
actually, I'm talking about this because I want to make an episode on jealousy and how I don't think it's cute and I don't think it's okay and it should not be normalized. And this is why like I'm talking about this because I was making the outline. But
Damn.
you're
Okay,
making
keep
yourself
going.
feel less than. Like, why would you sign up to be less than somebody? If you knew you were that bitch, you wouldn't have to compare yourself to anybody. And I don't like this whole thing about like, and I like to listen to a lot of like rappers, like female rappers, and a lot of them put down other women. Like, I can take your man, or I have more money than you, my ass is fatter than your ass, or whatever, you know what I mean? But it's like, who cares? Like, why are you only say that because you're comparing yourself to other people. Like, you're really looking at people and be like, oh wow, like she has such a fat ass. Why don't I have that? Who cares? Like, she has more money than me. Okay, she probably worked for it. That's your own fucking fault. If you
Okay, well,
use all that
yeah, and
energy,
she paid for an ass, so go pay for an ass.
yeah, exactly. And it's like, let people win. Them winning doesn't
Let
take
people
away
win.
from your own wins. And
Ugh,
a lot of people are concerned about oh, like I want to be the best at this or the prettiest at this. But it's like you're only putting yourself in that competition and that person's probably not even worried about you. Like me, like I don't even care what you're doing. Like I don't notice, I don't care. Like I have so many things going on for myself that like I'm not going to waste my time on also making myself feel bad that like I don't look a certain way. And I think a lot of the reasons why like I love my body and stuff is because I'm like I accept certain things and I do if I don't like something, I'll work on it. I'll pay someone to fix it. And, but it comes from like I just want to be the best me and I'm not trying to look like anyone else. Like I'm not trying to look like this copy and paste bad bitch. I just want to be
Kardashian.
me.
You're not trying to look like a Kardashian that everybody's trying to look like.
It's funny though because now they're removing their butts.
Mhm. Well,
Or
we'll see if Kim does.
Well, also a lot of people don't know about a lot of cosmetic procedures that can be done. They think it's just surgery or whatever. Like, oh, Kylie got plastic surgery on her face. There's so many fillers, injections, procedures, facials, massages that you can do, and you don't even need like you never got cut open. But it's like all these women are
Yep.
so concerned, like, oh my god, why does she look like that? It's like, shut the fuck up. Like, be concerned about yourself and how you present yourself and stop wasting time on other people. I just don't understand. Maybe people might think I'm selfish. I don't know. But I don't even know what they say because I don't give a fuck. But like
because
you
you don't
should
care. This
really
was so great.
you should be selfish. Like you should literally care about yourself so much.
You should
Because
care about yourself so much. And it's so sad and pathetic and unfortunate that people give so much energy that is so valuable. They give their own energy to other people
yeah.
who don't
Yep.
deserve it, who
Yeah,
sometimes don't even know.
exactly.
It's
For sure. And I'm gonna say
yeah.
also, I got hit by a car yesterday.
What? Mary,
So I'm okay. I was okay, whatever. Let me start over. A car hit me
What?
as they were like trying I was walking.
you
What?
I
were
got
a
out.
pedestrian and
I was
got
a
hit by a
pedestrian.
car.
Yes. So also this ties in because I literally saw my life flash before my eyes and I was like, fuck, I'm about to get run over.
Okay, but please tell me that they stopped.
No, okay, wait. I got off the trolley because I go
That's
on
the
the
most
trolley to work.
Miami looking ass thing I've ever
I
heard.
know. So I got off the trolley. It was like 8:57. Like I usually this is like the time I get dropped off. I walk to work. It's like across the street. And I was on the crosswalk. I had the right of way because the little thingy was like the walking sign was on. And I was walking, minding my own fucking business. This car like does a long ass. Remember Jen when you like made that U turn on the wrong way? It was in the intersection. A lot of
That
people.
track.
We don't need to talk about that. We don't need to talk about how I made a U-turn into the opposite coming traffic.
It's very confusing.
Onto a street. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
In
So
my
yeah. So this person literally was like going to run into me and I hesitated. It's like I've never been in the situation where you're just like fuck, I'm about to no, I know I probably was going to die, but I knew I could have gotten injured, but I think I had reflexes and I thought quick and I like kind of I touched the car. Like I pushed the car back kind of. I don't know what it was. Like I want to see the footage. I don't know how I'm going to try to get that, but
I want to see the footage.
I just kind of want to like laugh about it. Also.
Dulles County. Okay, but also they should have stopped.
Okay, yeah. Okay, look. So I had impacted
Right.
the car. They were like literally 6 inches from my legs, but I like pushed it back. I don't know what I did. My phone fell. I cursed the guy out, and I'm like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Obviously.
I would like to see that.
I want to see I want to see it. So he like stopped for 2 seconds and drove away, and I took a picture of his plate.
Oh,
Good.
good. Good.
I call the police. They're like, well, nothing really happened. Like, are you okay? I'm like, I was shaking. I was like, oh my God. Like, I literally almost got run over. I'm pretty sure, like, if I wasn't paying attention, he would have hit me from the side. But I, like, kind of turned my body and, like, was like, I don't know what it was, like, what I did, but he just drove off like a fucking asshole. And like that was what I have an issue with. Like if you
Right, of
knew you're at
course.
fault, nothing happened, just like make sure like I'm okay.
But still, I would have been if that would have been me and I accidentally would have like even tapped somebody, I would have
Would have
been
been
out
a wreck for
crying.
3.5 months.
I would have been, yeah, literally.
I hope.
But we hate people. This is why we hate people.
Yeah, and I called the
Because
police. Thank God they responded right away. The cop was hot. You know, we love that for us.
because digits.
Did he
But
have a ring on his finger?
I don't.
Oh no, I'm
I
not
would
a cop.
not date a cop. That's like weird.
But I just said after all my stories in my DMs yesterday, nothing against we're not doing this all law enforcement. We're not doing it. Okay, I'm just saying I would not date a cop.
Blue lives
Agree.
definitely matter.
Proceed.
Everyone's life. Well, I don't know. I'm not gonna say. I don't want to get canceled. But yes, cops are great. But a lot of men in service, I've noticed, allegedly, right? Allegedly,
Allegedly.
Opinion.
in my opinion, they just have like this complex of like savior, and especially if you are hot, you can get bitches, but it's like they're trying to work for the greater good of society, but they're out here like cheating on their wives or whatever. I don't know.
Mhm.
But yeah, no. I definitely
Yeah.
like would not date a cop. That's weird. Also, I'm
Using
like
the
very into like schedules. What?
Well, it's like perceived respect when they get a badge and can carry a weapon as part of their career. And again, not all, but some people in that line of work are, fulfilling a need that is missing or a void that exists in their own personal lives.
like
And I
I said,
say that
I'm
go ahead.
gonna stay silent on the cop subject because it's a little bit touchy right now.
Especially right now. And we're recording at the end of July. I can't believe it's almost August. And so
what the fuck?
if you listen to this, a year from now, the time frame that we're currently in, Jen has been doing a lot of work, support, fundraising for victims of domestic violence. She's currently running to train for the Chicago Marathon, where she's raising money for a nonprofit that supports women and victims of domestic violence. So that's why it's so touchy for her. And I'll just go ahead and say that for you, so you don't have to continue saying that for the 30th time in a one day period. But Mary, back to
donate.
cop shows up. You almost get hit. You call the cops. Hot cop shows up. What happens?
Yeah. He was just like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I'm alive. Like, I'm walking. I have my legs." But literally, I was like, "Fuck, I'm about to like," and I was wearing like a cute little dress. So I was thinking of like, "Fuck, like my legs are like mad exposed." You know, like if I was wearing like pants, maybe like I would get. I don't know. Like my thought process in the moment was like, I'm wearing like a little dress thing. My fucking legs are out. Like if I get hit, like I'm fucked. I don't know. There was like no barrier. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like at least you're wearing jeans.
What?
Yeah. What'd you say, Jen?
I said she's thinking my legs are going to be all fucked up.
Well, it's true though. That's why, people who ride motorcycles wear jeans even in the summertime, just for that reason.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
It's hot as hell, but they want that thick layer in case, because the shorts and the leggings, they ain't doing it.
They can get road burn.
Yeah.
Ugh. I'm like,
so the cop didn't care. The cop didn't care that the guy drove off.
The cop was like, "What do you want me to do?" Which I think is nice. And I'm like, I don't know what there is to do, because like he's gone at this point. This man's like,
no.
I think he should have gotten at least a ticket for reckless driving.
That's what I'm saying. Like a citation, something.
He escaped, so I don't know.
Well,
but I have an incident number. I don't have a police report, but I have an incident number, and I think people are like pushing me to follow up on it. And I might just like, I want to see the footage, just like see how it happened, because like the way, I don't know, like I think it's kind of funny. Like I also laugh when I'm nervous. So when I was like talking to my coworkers, I was like laughing. They're like, "Bitch, why the fuck are you laughing?" And I was like, I don't know, like it's kind
Maybe
of
that's
funny.
maybe that's your coping mechanism. You're like, haha, I almost died this morning.
Yeah. I just feel like it'd be funny to like see it play out, you know? No.
I mean, also it would be it would be good to have this driver have some sort of consequence
Right.
so they don't
Yeah.
do it again.
At
Yeah,
least
of course.
he needs to be like scared. Like someone needs to like send him something,
Yeah.
being like, "We saw this. Like you're not getting away with it."
We saw that
Yeah.
you know, your vehicle came in contact with a pedestrian after you made an illegal U-turn. We know this, so maybe don't drive like an asshole in the future. Thank you. Bye.
Or don't maybe
Maybe
drive
that.
like whatever. You can drive like an asshole, but if you hit somebody, you should ask if they're okay. You should fake care. Fake
Bare
care
minimum.
to make it look like you actually gave a fuck.
Obviously, that person was too concerned about themselves. That's probably what's going through their minds, which sucks because people
Yeah.
are, that's how selfish people are these days.
The
I
person was
can't
scared.
stop because I might get in trouble.
Right.
Yeah. So it
Right.
makes me question what else have
And
you gone
see,
away with, you know? Like what other things has he done where he was just like, whatever, you know?
we don't even want to know.
No.
But speaking of bare minimum, you two have been in the dating scene
Yes.
recently, and I'd like to ask you about bare ass minimums because does the bar continue to get lower is what I want to know. Because both of you have told me some stories that I honestly wish were not true.
I don't
Mary can speak.
my opinion on this whole matter is women should not entertain bullshit. And I know what that means, you know? Like, know what some fuckboy shit is compared to what an actual man should be like.
Oh no.
And
Oh,
hold your
no.
ground.
Wait, you're back. You're back. Wait, you froze for a minute, so you're
Can
gonna
you
have
say
to
that again? You
I
said
froze?
women. Yeah.
froze.
Okay. I think that women kind of put themselves in a lot of situations they shouldn't be in. And you cannot accept bare minimum. Like you cannot be in these bare minimum situations if you're not playing a role in them. And like for me in the past, like I've had a lot of men slide in my DMs, a lot of men on dating apps try to talk to me. Normal, right? Whatever. But a lot of men like they suggest let's go on a date. Okay, but they don't like establish a time and a place, or they don't put the work in, like essentially like the foreplay to like get me into actually wanting to go on a date. A lot of men just like ask me straight up, we just said hi, hello, how are you? We should get whatever on Friday. Bitch, I don't fucking know you. Like you didn't even try. Like you don't even know if you like me yet. I mean, obviously you would, the fuck. But
Obviously.
Obviously.
But like
Right.
I'm not gonna overcompensate and be like, what about Wednesday at whatever? No, that's a man's job.
What you're saying is you're not going to do their job for them
Yeah.
if they are actively seeking out dates because they're clearly on a dating app or reached out to you. Finish the role.
But they don't.
And I'm not,
Right.
yeah, like I'll tell them also. I'm not like these girls that will be like, guys are not psychic. Tell a man your expectations, and if they wanted to, in that term of the word, if they wanted to actually see you and take on a date, then they would establish something. Maybe they're not used
Right.
to it. Maybe they haven't done this before because a lot of women they know that they can get away with a lot of things. But with me, I'm not that bitch, you know? But yeah,
And
like I don't know
I
if
am.
what?
Not anymore. We're changing your
So,
ways.
I love that for you because I am that bitch. But I am trying not to be. We're going
We're
in a
changing your ways, Jen.
different direction. Mary is schooling me.
Yes.
Yes. And I don't know if I'm off the streets yet, but I have been seeing this someone. But
About to be snatched. Mm-hmm.
but he's like, what he was asking me questions like you should ask someone you're trying to date or whatever. And he's like, what are you like, what do you like in a guy, I guess? And I'm like, I like guys that lead. He's like, what does that mean? A lot of women say that. They don't know what it means. I'm like, I said the thing about the date. A lot of people try to ask me on dates and they don't make it happen. Like, you're not, if you don't ask me, you're not trying to ask me. You know what I mean? You're just talking about it. You're insinuating.
Mhm.
And so this is
You're,
everybody know from dating apps, because you met him. Let's just preface this. You met him on a dating app.
yes.
So this is also like
And
1 in a million, but it still can happen. So proceed.
yeah, so
Right.
then
Thank you for that. No.
and then it happened like right away, like immediately when we matched. And he was like doing the work with like consistency and talking to me every day, good morning, text, whatever, genuine escalations of things. And he planned a time, a place, had me be like, are you okay with this place? Do you have like any food, whatever, like preferences? And he came to me and he made it happen. And I think women should hold their ground and not be okay with bullshit. And those men that do try deserve the world. Like, and I think a lot of men don't realize that. I don't think anyone realizes emotional safety is like such a thing that's like sexy. And if it's done genuinely by a man, it's like a skill, like to get someone to open up emotionally. You establish trust in the person. And women, like, for those men, I will bust it wide open. Like, I will do anything for that man because he is being a man and I'm a woman who wants to be feminine or whatever, and I will nurture their masculinity. And I think it's maybe like my upbringing of like being Hispanic, the whole like typical gender whatever the fuck, like women know how to, Hispanic women or whatever, know how to like nurture that in a man in those traditional roles. And like I think it's super cute when like girls get their guys a plate like at a family party. I think that's beautiful, you know. That's not women like, oh my god, like you're their slave. No, it's beautiful and he does things for you. And I don't want to take out the fucking trash. I'll make a fucking sandwich, you know. 100%.
Well, so
Like
this
there
is
should be
interesting.
no
This
shame
interesting.
in making a sandwich for a man.
No, there shouldn't be any shame in that. And Jen and I are looking further down the road and going to be having these like masculine, feminine energy discussions in a group setting too, because we're kind of currently fascinated by this. And a more recent guest, Kevin, spoke about this, and he said, because he's married to a woman, and he said that he feels that in today's like dating world there is so much nebulous energy and information out there and unclear roles regarding femininity and masculinity, and like no one knows how to be, and men don't know how to be men and women don't know how to be women. Now I'm kind of paraphrasing what he
Yeah.
said, but you know, as you're talking about like I don't want to take out the trash and do these things, like even with me and Steven though, we don't do traditional like male like female things. Like I'm telling you right now, I have not cooked one single ass meal since we've
And
been
that's
married, since
fine.
we got together.
That's fine. The fact that you spoke about it, you know what you need to do. Like, let's say you love cleaning, and no one, there was a study done that, like, sex, I don't know, like, the happiness of the sex life in a couple is the best when people are doing the chores that they like to do.
I can see
That's
that.
so interesting because you think about chores and you think it's like a small thing, but like over a period of time, how many
Yeah.
chores are you doing in a day, in a week, in a month, in a year, right? So
Yeah.
that
And
makes sense
this
to
is
me.
a point of contention in a lot of couples.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
And
it was for
everyone
you,
has
wasn't
their
it?
thing.
Like, I know Jen would get pissed when the kitchen wasn't clean.
And I love cleaning. Like I'm one of those people who I love things to be clean. I hate clutter. I love cleaning. I don't mind it, so I do it.
Right.
So to your
Right.
point.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's
Thanks for
interesting.
cleaning my
And you
kitchen.
would Enneagram 5 know that
You're
study.
welcome. I cleaned Mary's kitchen. It made me happy. It just makes me happy. Like when
You need
I
to come
look at it
back.
and I'm like,
That's
You need
good.
to come
See,
all
back.
right,
Mary's
go on.
going to bust it wide open for you, Jen. She loves having you there.
I need someone to bust it wide open for me.
I just think that men like don't know the power that they have with the power of women and like how they can support women in the ways that they need to be supported, and men need to be supported in certain ways. Like I think we all love like alpha men or whatever. I like the hottest guy in the fucking room, the biggest, and I know that could play like with toxic masculinity. I don't give a fuck. Those are the men that I want. You guys, you
Well,
other
you know what
bitches,
you want.
you guys cannot handle these men. I know how to talk to these men. I know how to like make them feel like men. A lot of women I see, they don't know like the basic, and I'm not like an expert on this. This is just my observations. I have guy
Wait,
friends.
I'm into my phone. But continue.
Okay, I have
Are you
guy
recording
friends.
this? Or okay, go ahead.
Continue.
I have a lot of guy friends that like I hear things about their girls, and it's just very immature. It's not healthy, but a lot of women don't know how to cater to like men feeling like men. It's super simple. People think it's fucking complicated. If a man can be a hero in a certain situation, you need to make him feel like a hero. And you need to like praise him for certain things that men a lot of times don't get a lot of praise in life. And it's
We were
sad.
just talking about this too. We were just talking, and it's true. And
Yeah,
to your point, Mary, I think that men also don't understand if they unlock the power within a woman and make a
100%.
woman feel safe, secure, then we will automatically be like, "That's my man. You're now taken care of,"
And
Yeah.
you will bust it wide open for him.
and we will bust it wide open.
Now,
And
there are
yeah,
going to be some people who listen to this, men and women who disagree, and that's
it's okay.
obviously okay. Right. But it's something that I want to continue having the conversation around because there is so much just, I guess, unclear intentions
Mhm.
around that type of energy. But I love, bottom line, that you know what you want and you know how to get what you want. That's great
True. Okay.
because there are
Yeah.
a lot of people out here on these single streets, and like Jen has told me, she'll see people on dating apps and it's like, but they don't really want to date. So then what are you doing on a dating app then?
Right?
What are you doing?
Why? Why are you here?
Right.
Also,
Can you
okay,
please leave? Sorry.
my I saw I don't know where the study was, but most of the men, like 40%, this is probably the wrong number. A lot of men on there are like in a relationship or married or some shit.
On dating apps.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so are they the ones who are like, I'm in an open relationship, but like
Yeah.
their wife doesn't know that they're on the
Sometimes they
dating
don't
apps?
say that they are. But I
Yeah, they
think
don't say they're an open.
I'm also like, I want to make it clear, like, I'm very patient with my life. Like, I have my own things going on. I'm not boy crazy. I don't give a fuck about validation from men. A lot of women do kind of have that. Like, they need to, like, always be talking to somebody and stuff. And that's fine. But, like, a lot of women need a life and have their own hobbies and, like, not be so fixated on men all the time. Like, girl, where are your own goals? Who are you as a person? Like a lot of women just they're so desperate for someone. And also like I've been single for like a long period of time, but I'm patient. Like I would rather wait for the right person, and the person that I'm dating, I guess, like it was worth it. And I know how to like be rational and logical about certain situations because I don't have like the bullshit surrounding me, I think.
Right.
And you're able to just walk away easier, and you're just not in these situations, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And a lot of women aren't like they know how to walk away, but it's like if you had a life and other things going for yourself, you would walk away easier.
Yeah.
Easier. I will say this only because I can speak to it a little bit because I am an anxiously attached person. So it's like I know that I have to do the work on myself as well, even though I have a million and one things going on in my life. you know, my 5-year-old, I'm in the middle of divorce, I'm moving, I yada yada yada, I'm working, etc. However, if someone comes along that catches my attention, I have to be careful to not fall into the trap of like, oh, this person's giving me attention, and because I'm so attention starved and like love starved, that I will not forget all those things, because I don't, but like then this part of my brain becomes like consumed. So at least I'm like self-aware of like knowing that about myself, but it's like so many women out there have to really like look at that and like study it within themselves and be like, okay, how do I heal this part of myself so I'm not accepting, like I heard a term, stop licking the knife. Like,
Damn.
licking the knife instead
Okay.
of like being like spoon fed love, you're licking the knife. So it's like, how do we stop just licking the knife because we're so starved for it?
Mm-hmm.
And stop licking.
And that's something.
Stop licking the demon dick. The knife is the demon dick.
Yeah.
You know? And on that note of what you just said, I think whatever, everyone has their issues. I'm not perfect, whatever. I'm not really trying to be perfect. I'm trying to be my version.
No one is perfect.
But at the same
Nobody.
time, people should stop identifying with these things. Like, I'm this, I'm that. Like, change the narrative of like your life. Like, maybe you've been a certain way your whole life. Okay, but today's a new day. I'm not going to identify with that. And I'm not going to, you know, if you keep on telling yourself you're a certain way, then you're going to attract things that validate that statement. Like,
I identify with Mary.
Also, like, I've learned to self-soothe. Like, what does that look like? It's like, okay, if someone
Huge.
feel unsafe on certain things, it's like because you are anxious, it's because you feel unsafe. If you put it in that way, okay, how can I feel safe right now? What are the thoughts that are going to make me happy? Is this even a true statement? I am like, if you think like, oh my God, no one likes me or I'm ugly. Okay, is that true? Doesn't matter if it's true or not, you know? Who cares if I feel like a potato right now? Or like I look in the mirror and like today I maybe look like chunky or whatever, you know? Does it even matter? Why are we placing such importance on words that are just a fleeting thought, you know? Like, pay attention to the thoughts that you want to pay attention to that are actually constructive, that will help you be a better person. But we have a lot of control over our own, whatever goes on in our heads. For unless you have like issues, you have a fucking mental illness, whatever. But for the most part, most people have control over who they surround themselves with, what they watch, what they think about themselves. What do you think about yourself is very important. Doesn't matter what anyone else has told you your whole life. Maybe your parents are the ones that are telling you you're a fucking loser, you ain't shit. Maybe the people you've dated have been like, no one's gonna love you. Who the fuck cares? What, literally, who the fuck are they? If they're so fucked up, imagine all the issues that they have, that they're dealing with. They're not real people like in your life. Like, don't consider them main characters of your own story, and don't let them affect your whole trajectory of like who you think you are as a person, because they ain't shit. Like, you could literally get run over tomorrow, and like those people literally don't fucking matter. What matters is you and what you think about yourself, and that dictates, you know, the opportunities you put yourself in, the places you go, the people you want to like, you know, be and whatever. And yeah, like, we need to take accountability for our own thoughts and the ones we want to entertain.
Everyone needs to hear that. And speaking of
everyone
sitting,
needs to listen to this whole episode. Like, this is man or woman. Like, this is
man or woman. But like also how you were saying, like sitting, almost like sitting in your discomfort, like as the anxiously attached person, I am learning that I have to self-soothe. And that means like when I have episodes, because it is like, I call them episodes, where all of a sudden I get this terrible feeling, I start getting anxious, and sometimes it'll come out of nowhere. And it's like my first reaction is to get a hit of dopamine from an outside source, whether that be like let me text this person like really quickly so I can get a hit of dopamine and feel better. And that's the wrong way to go about it. Like we should be learning how to sit in that discomfort, whatever it is, and
Mhm.
figure out why we're feeling this way. Sit through the anxious episode and either
Mhm.
like meditate and do. I've been doing like what you also spoke to, Mary, which is like asking yourself questions. Why are you anxious? Okay, you're anxious because of this. And really, if you sit in it and you start asking yourself questions, you'll be able to answer the questions. Is this true? No, it's probably not true. I'm making up a story in my head. Whatever it is, because if anyone out there listening lives with like anxiety and you have spiraling episodes, you know that the spiraling episodes can be insanity. The things that you think about and you when you go into a spiral are like absolutely ridiculous. Like I'm going to get eaten by a whale today. But that in your mind is absolutely true. Like, oh my God, I could get eaten by a whale today. And so it's like you have to sit in that. Am I going to really get eaten by a whale today? Probably not. So I think in the dating, it translates into the dating world. You know, I'm not good enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not smart. There's no one out there for me. And you play into that role of like, I'm going to be alone forever. I, no one's going to want me, et cetera, et cetera. It's like if you constantly have those thoughts and then you're looking for the hit of dopamine to fix those thoughts, you're never going to heal yourself.
Yeah, and I think that like if you only focus on the negative, why do you feel unloved? People focus on like maybe their appearance or maybe like whatever, but you need to also like cater to the things that make you special. Maybe someone rejects you and be like, "Okay, I'm not for that person, whatever, but I'm caring, I'm loving, and someone else is going to have the opportunity to maybe meet me or whatever." And another thing that I've talked about before is that you should learn how to parent yourself. And like, let's say Arya, your daughter, Jen, let's say she's like, oh my God, I'm scared. You're not going to tell her, yeah, you should be fucking scared. You know, you're a
Right.
loser. You know, no one loves you. Everyone hates you. You're never going to have friends. You know, you would never tell your daughter that because that's going to make her feel worse, and you know that you have a responsibility as a parent to not make her feel like shit, you know? So
Also, I'd like to go ahead,
why would
finish your
you
statement.
do that to yourself?
Yeah,
And
it's the same thing.
I cry a lot. I'm alone a lot. It's not like I'm
Thank you
saying
for
this to
mentioning
like,
that. I was actually going to ask you, I was afraid to ask you actually, Mary, if you cry, because Jen and I talk a lot about how cleansing we feel crying is. And
all the
there's
time.
obviously like there's so much data about it. Okay, cool.
I
Glad
cry.
glad to know that.
We all have that in common.
Yes, we
I
cry a lot.
cried yesterday. I didn't cry. I don't think I cried yesterday, but I got home because of the running, like me getting hit by a car. It was just very like because my
Well, yeah,
coworker,
of course.
I was like going to work and I texted my coworker because I was like literally I was only 10 minutes late. I was concerned about being late to work.
Of
and
course you were.
and I texted my coworker, I'm like, hey, I just got hit by a car, but like I'm okay. But like that's like why, because I'm never late. So it's like if someone were to wonder, that's the reason. And it
Hit
was
by
just
a car.
overwhelming. The thing is, she got the text when I was in the office, so it wasn't like she even saw it beforehand. Whatever. But also like I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, it was overwhelming because all my coworkers were like talking about it, and like I'm very like neutral in like my emotions, right? So like when there's a lot of anything, I need like a second, and when I'm alone, I think I'm like that's when I process things because I pick up the
'Cause you're
energy of like the day.
Yes, because you're a 5. We know this about you.
Yeah. So I was like kind
A
of
5,
sad.
a 5 basically with RBF. So that's a great combo.
So I just felt very overwhelmed. I think was the emotion. Like, oh my God, like I could have been like in the hospital right now. You know, like I'm thinking about like insurance, like thank God I just signed up for insurance at my job or whatever. Thank God
Wow.
I have life insurance, which I think is important. I have these things set up, which I think as an adult you should have. But yeah, it's just like it was a lot and I cried. I cry all the time. You know, especially like I feel like I am a secure attachment and I work toward that. And no one's better than anyone because whatever fucking attachment they have, But
Thank you
at
for
the
saying
same
that too.
time,
It is what it is. And when you know what you are, then you know what you need or who you need.
yeah. And
And to
I, yeah,
working on being secure.
yeah.
Right.
And yeah, at least just even the fact that people know what that is like very good. And like, I want to say that since I was little, I've read like very, I guess, mature emotional books of like self-improvement. I was reading like books so fucking young about a lot of shit that like that's why I feel like I know certain things that all people will never be exposed to. Like I read Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus in like elementary school.
Come on.
So I understood a lot, I think, at a young age, you know?
That's cool.
And like I've read a lot of like spiritual books, whatever. So it's like I'm not just talking out of my ass. These are things that I've literally learned my whole life. And I think the way I was raised by my mom has helped me think certain ways. My mom is very secure. My mom was never jealous of anyone. If anything, people are jealous of her. So like it's the same thing. That like I
Mhm.
have the other side of the perspective of like I don't think it's fair for you as someone who is jealous to be jealous of me because I'm not. I don't think it's fair. Like I work for the things that I have. I work for my self-esteem.
Sure.
I work for everything and like you can't take that away from me. Like just because you don't have that shit, maybe get inspired by people who do have it, who do feel a certain way about themselves. And a lot of people,
Yeah.
like women, they're fixated on their looks only. I think as like being a bad bitch is like being the whole package, whatever that looks like to you. But it's not just about looks. Are you a good person? Do you do the right thing when people aren't looking? What are your thoughts in yourself? Like a lot of women, they act like so confident, but like they're not. Like
Oh, for
they're
sure.
fucking not. Like, and it's
100%.
sad. And sometimes a lot of girls they were gifted by natural beauty, and those are the girls that don't think that they're attractive.
Yeah.
Right.
So, like standing alone, like girl, you are beautiful, like, but you're just insecure. Like, what a fucking waste. Like, it's not fair. You know what I mean?
What a win.
Yeah, and
Oh
it's like
my
women
God.
need to like smarten up, get your fucking money together. A lot of women don't have
Who's
things
talking to
going for
us?
them.
We feel very targeted right now. Bye.
No, it's like little things that like make you like I feel confident because I have my shit together in
You do.
different buckets of life, money, whatever. And there have been times where one time I got fired from a job, like I like got let go. That was fucking scary. That I figured it the fuck out. I will never be in that position again. I hustle. I work side jobs. I go to the gym as much as I can. I try to be healthy. What like I'm trying. A lot of people are fucking lazy also. And it's not an excuse. Like we live in a fucking America. Like America is a land of opportunity. There's so many resources out there. Social media is a good thing. People want to like villainize certain things, but it's like see the beauty in shit. Like stop talking about the same shit everyone talks about. Like look within yourself. Look within like something you're interested in. A lot of people like talk about the same shit over and over again. Like I'm tired of it. Be your own fucking
Ugh,
person. Have your
that's
own
it's
thoughts.
I guess it's one of my icks, Jen, is like when you see the same people that you see like, once a month or whatever, and it's like, are we really hearing the same story? You've been telling this damn story for 10 years, the entire time I've known you.
Yeah.
Please get some new content out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
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 Well, thank you for saying all of that.
Yeah.
Yes, you are clearly confident and you clearly have your shit together. But I love that you say like you understand like we're all a work in progress. That's
Yeah.
great.
I probably
Understand that.
cry
And
more than most people, I would say.
well, that's
Because
surprising to me.
Yeah. I think I could give everyone a run for their money.
but I don't know. It's just but it's okay. Crying is the only thing that
It's
shades
okay.
of crying is that when your eyes get fucking puffy. That shit sucks.
Oh, especially I know. And then especially for Jen, because she gets headaches. I'm like, when I get a FaceTime call for her, I'm like, well, we're 50-50 here. She's either calling me and she's gonna be like, yes, or it's the sobbing. And it's like, we never know.
It's good though to have friends that you can cry to. Because I don't.
Oh,
I,
yeah.
maybe it's my personality type. I have tried it. I don't like it. Crying in front of other people.
All right. Well, you know what you don't like, and that's huge.
And that's okay too.
Like if it's like I've cried in front of like random my senora friends who are like my older lady friends, and I'll cry and like I don't feel ashamed. If I'm gonna cry in the moment, I'm gonna fucking cry. I don't give a fuck. Like I know these old bitches, they've been through shit in their life. Like they're
Oh,
not gonna judge
no.
me.
She
Awesome.
frozen to you?
Yeah, she's frozen.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
We
Yes.
can hear
Okay,
you.
so I know I don't feel shameful crying in front of my old lady friends because I know they've been through shit. You know what I mean? I know that they're
Right.
not gonna like they don't whatever. I don't care if they think I'm crazy for crying. Who cares? Like whatever. But some people like I just don't come for them. I don't go to them for that, and I
Right.
just know how I can get better. I just cry alone, and I'm good the next day. I wake up like nothing, but I let it out, and it's fine. I can't
Yeah.
not. I can't imagine not crying. Like I don't understand how people like just don't.
Oh, I was talking to a guy friend who will remain nameless, and I had posted something on my Instagram about crying. I think, Mary, it was actually from you.
Yeah.
And he goes, I have not cried in 7 years. 7 years.
That's really dangerous.
I said, I really need you to go cry. Like, because what? I was like, you legit haven't cried in 7 years? Or you just like saying that like as a sarcastic? No, he has not cried in 7 years.
What was the last time he cried for?
The last time he cried was when a good friend of his died. And that was 7 years ago.
What's weird to me is like when some people die, it doesn't really affect me, and then when other people die, I'm like fucked up. Like people who like I don't even know that I'm like wow they had a future. Then you start thinking about yourself, like
Yeah.
like oh my god, like if a parent dies or whatever, like you, I put myself in the situation
Yes.
like fuck that sucks. But if
Right.
some, I mean, I feel like if you've lived your life, I don't think like I don't know, it's different.
Mm-hmm.
But
But like
7 years, Buddy
that's
needs to cry.
no, and men need
Like
to.
self implode. You're going to self implode.
Right. Because something small is going to happen or seemingly small, and he's going to have this like uncontrollable outburst and not have any control.
It's coming.
Oh,
It's coming.
And
oh,
also
he's
women,
told you.
wait, women need to also allow men to express themselves in any type of emotion and be a safe space for
Yeah.
men because a lot of men don't
And
have
that,
that in other men. And I also have noticed that like when I see like my friends or people who have like little boys, like they're super sweet, they're super caring, they're like, you know, super loving, like emotional, whatever. And then like something happens and they don't become that. And then it's
yeah.
they're fucked like, and they're like lost. And now I'm glad that like our society is opening up to men like having feelings and
Yes.
stuff.
Thank
But other
God.
men, we can say whatever we want, but if other men don't also kind of like give the green light for that, then I think that's
Yes.
not really going to help. But men should also be like pushing this and be more vulnerable. Men go through things like probably I feel like women we're emotional on like a lot of things, but men are emotional also on things, but their emotions are valid. Like they have different issues. Like they have different like stressors, which is like if they're the head of the household, like making money for their family, that's a
Mm-hmm.
stress. Like if they're
Mm-hmm.
overwhelmed, men a lot of men they're overworked. And women don't understand like the needs of men and it's just there's a lot that goes in this topic. But I'm very into like the masculine feminine thing for sure.
Well, we'll keep talking about this. Um, but because of the time and because Jen today is doing both masculine and feminine and has to get going to do the mom and dad job today, we have some questions to ask you. We changed up our routine, so maybe we'll keep you on your toes. I don't know, because we were talking before we started recording that you are one of our top listeners. So thank you, Mary. You might know what's coming, but we need to ask you about your morning routine. And being an Enneagram 5, we know you have one. So
Yes.
is it the same every day or do you switch it up? Do you
Okay.
drink coffee, et cetera, et cetera? Walk us through your morning.
First of all, I do not drink coffee. And I saw, Jen, that someone said their ick is someone who says like they don't drink coffee. I have a very I have a very like strong opinion on coffee.
Reason.
What?
You have a good reason.
I think that you don't, as a people shouldn't rely on coffee. If you're tired, you should go to sleep. If you can't function in
Oh,
real life,
sure.
if you cannot
Yes.
function without like drinking coffee 3 cups a day, do you have an issue? Do you have a
I
fucking
agree with that. I definitely agree with that.
I
Yeah,
do
I
too.
agree.
Yes, thank you. But I'm also very sensitive to
Definitely.
caffeine. That's another issue. Like I can't drink coffee.
Right.
But a lot of people also have anxiety and they drink coffee, but it's like, bitch, that gives you anxiety. Like what?
Wait, didn't
Okay,
you
but
have some sort of coffee drink with me in Egypt and you were like, who knows what's gonna happen, but it's not gonna be
I
good.
had like a sip and I like the
Yes.
flavor of coffee, but I just know at this point,
Yeah.
like I can't. And I'm fine. Like I go to sleep and
Okay.
I wake up. So my morning routine, I have a very tumultuous like fight with myself. It's like my routine. Ideally, I wake up around like 5:20 and my alarms go from like 5:13, 5:22, 5:25, 5:38 or whatever. But I ideally will wake up, go to the gym, be at the gym by 6, do my cardio for 20 minutes and do my workout like the rest of the 40 minutes, go home, make breakfast, eat mostly the same breakfast every day. Fresh squeezed orange juice only with
And I can attest to this
two
because I
oranges.
was like, "What the fuck are you doing? Making it's
That is
you're
self-love.
making me weirdo." But now, but
Self-love.
I love it.
It's a love. I love, like, why wouldn't I freshly squeeze orange juice for myself? You know?
That's
So I
beautiful.
so I have that. But the 2 oranges to 1 grapefruit ratio is ideal. Okay, then I make toast, sometimes toast with Kerrygold butter only because that is the
Yes.
elite butter. And I do jam, which is organic blueberry jam. 2 scrambled eggs. Sometimes I put ham in it. And then I sometimes do fruit, and then sometimes I'll do oatmeal, which is organic oatmeal with milk and frozen blueberries and a little dash of honey. And then I get ready for work and I go to work. And then yeah. But if I don't go to sleep at a certain time, I cannot wake up. And it's like ideally I would like to do this every day. There's no excuse as to why I can't. But sometimes I work like on the podcast, on my other side jobs, and I can't make it, and I need to be okay with that because sometimes there's a lot of guilt that
I was
comes
about to
with.
say, you say there's not an excuse for it, but there is an excuse for it
Yeah,
because
I guess.
your rest like and sleep comes above all.
Yes,
Right.
and also I'm gonna get my bag. I'm gonna get my money for my side jobs, and
And
more money, less problems. So that's
Okay,
that.
so we're gonna have you come back and talk to us about all your finance tips, and Jen and I will be going to class.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so thanks in advance for coming on the next show,
Yes.
all focused around our money. All right, next question, Mary. What song has been stuck on repeat in your head all week?
Okay, there's a new song by Ice Spice called Deli.
Oh, yes. Yes. Same. It's been in my car every day.
All
I
right,
actually listening to the whole album.
I'm looking it up right now.
I've been
Yeah.
listening to the whole album. It's yes.
And I watch a lot of interviews with rappers and celebrities and stuff. And a lot of people like hate rap, but if you look into like their personal goals
This
and like
song?
their upbringing, yeah. Once you like
Got it.
know about celebrities and like their stories and stuff, you like love them even more because
Yeah.
I love like going to concerts because like that's someone like living their best like life dream. I see shit so weird sometimes. But that's like, yeah,
No,
that song
it's
is
just
good.
a different way to see it.
And yeah,
Are you reading any books or listening to any other podcasts besides yours and ours right now?
I am reading Emotional Intelligence 2.0. which is it's kind of too easy of a read though. I kind of don't. I feel like I just need to get it over with. But I don't like starting a book and not finishing it. It like gives me anxiety to like think that like I didn't finish something.
That's how I feel about this book that's currently, I have it resting underneath my laptop, but it's like too easy of a read, but it's good. So I'm also going to finish it. All right, emotional intelligence 2.0. So
Yes.
we'll wait to hear from you after you finish on whether that's worth the read or not.
But I do listen to a lot of other podcasts, random ones that like don't really teach you anything, like celebrity ones. I don't know if you like the City Girls, but Carisha from the City Girls has one very good. I'm
Okay.
into like YouTubers, and Trisha Paytas has one. Tana Mojo has one. I just listen to like some spiritual ones. There's a girl called her name is Victoria. It's called Victoria's Thoughts, and it's very like spiritual, like women, like it's very like I guess hippie-ish. But it has good perspectives. I just like to watch a lot of things that have nothing to do with me, and like I watch some political podcasts, things that I don't know anything about. There's also one about the soft white underbelly. I don't think it's a podcast, but it's like a YouTube series of like people who they're like prostitutes, people like who are drug addicts, living on the street in Skid Row. People who there's one about this guy who was transgender, and now he like reversed it. Whatever. I like to watch very random shit that like teaches me something. I have like a takeaway from it, you know?
Right. Of course you do. You always want to learn, which is great. And we
Yeah.
appreciate that about you. Okay. Thank you for that. And to close us off or close us out, rapid fire questions. We just say a term and you tell us the first thing that comes to mind.
I'm scared. Okay.
There's not more questions.
It's fine. First question, Jen running a marathon.
Oh, that's a new one.
Cool. That's pretty cool. I would like to run 5K without stopping one day.
You can. You can.
You too can
too.
join the club of having to have special orthopedic sandals
You can.
and seamless, chafeless underwear.
Oh, chafing is bad. I get really bad chafing. That sucks.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Learn
Well,
this the hard way. Last long run.
all
Idiot.
us thick girls get the chafing there.
Yeah.
I
Who
get
wears
that when I'm
shorts
like
when they're running
walking
11?
a normal day. Like I get that. I can't buy certain shorts. Those like cut shorts where like your coochie's out. I can't wear that.
Nope.
Oh no, no
So
way.
how?
No,
How
no.
do people wear that? I can't.
For me,
I
that's just like a beach cover up. It's going from the car to the beach. That's
No.
it. There's
Yeah.
nothing. There's no living in that.
You're going into the gym with those shorts to just walk around, do a lap, take a couple laps,
Yeah.
leave.
All right. Next phrase: sunglasses at night.
Weird. I feel like they're just covering up them being high or something.
That is a normal answer. Yes.
Situationships.
Canceled.
Ooh.
Canceled. Yes, we love that word.
Yeah. Go get your mans. Festivals.
Fashion. I like to go to EDC
Yeah.
for the vibes and for the cute outfits.
We
Same.
can't wait to plan our outfits with you.
The countdown is on.
I want
Yes.
to like make my own outfit, but I don't know if I have time for that. Like to sew it, but I don't know.
That's so fun. We should one off on that because I might have some resources. We can all wear matching fits.
True.
All right. Last phrase. This is just a given for you. International travel.
Of course.
Of course. Yes.
But people are like probably wondering like how does she do all this? I fucking buy cheap ass flights. I take a personal carry-on, not even a carry-on. I take a personal item. I'm not there to really like I love to take cute pictures, obviously. The fuck. I plan outfits based on like a situation and a vibe and the color scheme. But my clothes are intentional and I don't do it to like flex on the gram. I go on so many trips and I don't even fucking post. Like I don't
It's
even.
true.
I hate this. Like I hate this for me. I have so many cute
This is
pictures
true.
I never posted from Egypt, and
I
I want
just
to.
post them. Just
Yeah.
I feel that pain. I have not even posted a single thing from our recent Costa Rica trip, and it eats at me every day.
and
Yeah.
I'm the complete opposite. I'm like, how fast can I get out a picture?
But we love that balance for us.
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
Okay, great. Well, we can't wait to have you back on.
Thanks. You
Next
guys need to go on
episode, we're going to
mine.
be focusing. We'll talk about dicks because I know you said you wanted to talk
Yes.
about that, and we are flat out of time
Yes.
today. And we'll talk about masculine, feminine energy. We'll talk about all of it. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you. Bye.